You know that feeling, staring at your finances like it's some kind of impossible math problem? Yeah, let's just toss that idea out. Let's try something totally different. Forget the spreadsheets and the stress for a second. Instead, I want you to picture your money as a river.
I love this quote because it gets it. Your financial life isn't a static number sitting in an account, right? It's alive. It's moving. Some months, it's a calm, steady stream. And other months, well, it's more like a raging rapid, isn't it?
And that is the big question, right? Because if you just let a river do its own thing, it can get pretty wild. It can flood or it can totally dry up. But a river that's guided, wow, that can nourish everything around it. So how do we grab the reins? How do we become the guide for our own financial river?
Okay, so first things first, we've got to go right to the source. You know, every single river has a starting point, like those little springs way up in the mountains. Well, for us, for our money, those springs are our sources of income.
So let's talk about Amara. From the source material we're looking at, her story is, well, it's pretty common actually. Her entire financial river was being fed by just one spring, her salary. And for a while, that felt totally fine. It was steady, it was reliable, it seemed like it was enough. Or, so she thought. And then, bam, life happens, like it always does. In one single month, she got hit with an unexpected medical expense, her car broke down and needed a big repair, and her landlord raised the rent. All of a sudden, that one steady spring didn't feel so steady anymore. Her river? Yeah, it was getting dangerously low really fast.
So Amara knew she had to make a change. And just look at this transformation. This is huge. She didn't quit her job or replace that main spring. No, she added to it. She started doing some freelance writing, picked up a tutoring gig, and even got some tiny trickles of income from investments. Now her river wasn't relying on one source anymore. It was being fed from all these different places, which made it so much stronger.
So that brings us to our first big idea, active income. This is the stuff you probably think of first. It's the money you actively work for, your salary, your wages. For pretty much all of us, this is that main, powerful spring that keeps the river flowing. It's absolutely crucial, but as Amara's story shows us, putting all your faith in just that one spring can be a little risky.
And then you've got passive income. Ooh, I love this one. Think of these as the hidden springs. They might just be a little trickle at first, a little bit of interest here, a dividend there. But the key is they flow with almost no effort on your part. And these are the streams that can be a real lifesaver, keeping your river going even if that main spring slows down for a bit.
All right, so we've figured out where the water is coming from. We've mapped our income springs. Awesome. But that's only half the battle, isn't it? I mean, what good is a huge river if the water is just spilling out all over the place? We got to figure out how to guide where all that money actually goes.
And this is such a key part of Amara's story. She did all this work to bring in more money, but she was still struggling. How is that possible? Well, it turns out her money was just flowing right back out again through all these little leaks and uncontrolled channels. You can pour all the water you want into a river, but it's not going to fill up if the banks are full of holes.
So what do these channels even look like? Well, we can basically break them down into three main types. You've got your fixed costs, the stuff you have to pay like rent. Then there are variable costs, like groceries, that change from month to month. And then there's a big one, the one that can really get you, lifestyle spending. Every single one of these is a channel, pulling water away from your river.
Let's stick with the river metaphor because it works so well. Your fixed costs, those are like the permanent riverbeds, kind of carved in stone. Your variable costs are more like seasonal canals. The flow changes, but they're still there. But lifestyle spending, those are the new channels we dig all by ourselves. And those unexpected expenses, well, those are the sudden thunderstorms that can make the whole river overflow if we're not ready for them.
Okay, deep breath. We know where the money comes from. We know where it's going. Now for the really important part, the part where we take control. This is all about actively managing the flow. It's about finding that sweet spot, that balance that creates stability and eventually real growth.
And lucky for us, we've got 3 amazing tools to help us guide our river. Think of it like this. Budgeting helps us build the canals. Saving helps us create reservoirs. And investing? That helps us grow brand new tributaries. Can we just talk about budgeting for a sec? I feel like that word gets such a bad rap. People hear budget and they immediately think restriction, can't have fun, sacrifice. But let's completely reframe that. It's not about restriction, it's about intention. It's you deciding where to dig the channels, making sure your money is flowing exactly where you want it to go to the things that matter most. Okay, next tool, saving. And the reservoir analogy is perfect. Your savings account is literally a reservoir. You fill it up when the river is high, when times are good. Why? Because you know a storm is going to come eventually. That unexpected bill, that car repair, it's going to happen. And when it does, you've got this calm, full reservoir to draw from instead of a full-blown panic. It's your financial shock absorber.
And last but definitely not least, investing. This is the real game changer. This is how you go from just maintaining your river to actually growing it. Investments are like creating brand new tributaries, whole new streams that flow into your main river, making it bigger, stronger, and more powerful over time. This is the tool that lets you dream bigger, to aim for those huge long-term goals. So, let's bring it all together. We've looked at the sources, the channels, and the tools. The whole point of all this is to shift your mindset. You're not just a bystander watching your financial river flow past. The goal is for you to step up and become the river's guide.
So here's your master plan, part 1. It's simple, but it is so powerful. Step 1, know your sources. Really know them. Map out every single income spring. Step 2, understand your outflows. Map out every single spending channel. And step 3, budget with purpose. Use it to guide the flow, not to build the dam. And here's part 2 of that plan. Build your reservoirs, that's your savings, for when those storms hit. Start creating your tributaries, that's your investments, so you can grow. And the last point is maybe the most important. You have to keep watching the river. It's always changing. You got to monitor the flow, look for new leaks, and be ready to adjust. This isn't a one-and-done thing. It's a living, breathing process.
And this really gets to the heart of it all. True financial health isn't some extreme sport. It's not about just making a ton more money, and it's not about cutting every single cost until you're miserable. That's not winning. The real win? It's finding a healthy, sustainable balance between what's coming in and what's going out.
Look, at the end of the day, this is your river, nobody else's. You've now got the map, you've got the tools. You are the one in charge. So the only real question is, what's your first move going to be?